Hi guys, welcome to this video where I talk about the uh, weather. Weather is our main topic, and the subtopic today is the weather forecasting. So we're going to see uh, various details and the concepts related to weather forecasting. So let us dive into it. Now, let's see the concept of weather forecasting. Now, weather forecasting, this is the simply the prediction of the weather through application of science and the technology, supplemented by variety of statistical and the empirical techniques for a given location and the time. So weather forecasting is simply we're trying to predict the weather through the application of various concepts related to science, whereby in science you see various principles, example, uh, physics, whereby these principles and the use of technology help to predict the weather. Also, supplemented by variety of statistical and the empirical techniques that are needed for a given location and the time. So that's simply all about the weather forecasting. Now, let us see uh, weather forecasting methods. Now, there are various ways on how you can predict the weather. Now, the following are just a few of the methods on how you can predict the weather, that is weather forecasting. The first one is the numerical method. This numerical method involves the use of numbers. Here talking about the mathematical calculations. So basically it uses the mathematics. Now the numerical weather forecasting is made possible by making observations of the atmosphere by means of radio sound stations all over the world. Now let us understand what is a radio sound. Radio sound, this is an instrument carried by a balloon or other means to various levels of the atmosphere and transmitting the measurements by the radio transmitter. So basically, it is some kind of an instrument that is used in this numerical method to obtaining the uh, various weather changes. Now, the radio sound is attached to a helium or hydrogen filled balloon that is generally called the weather balloon. And the balloons are the ones that are lifted uh, to the latitude exceeding maybe 30 kilometers, carrying this radio sound. Now, the radio sounds measure the atmospheric pressure, the air temperature, water vapor, that is humidity, and the winds, which are the speed and the direction. We've already discussed all these elements of weather, ways of measuring them, and their concepts. Now, the modern radio sounds is containing GPS receiver to calculate the wind speed and the direction, and the radio transmitter to send the data back to the ground. So that's all about this first method that is the numerical method. So that's how the radio sound looks like. Moving on, let's see the second method of weather forecasting, that is the satellites. Now, for viewing these weather systems on a wide scale, uh, weather satellites are the ones that are invariable, are the ones that are used. Now, the satellites basically they show cloud formations, large weather events such as the hurricanes and the other global weather systems. Now, with these satellites, forecasters basically it means these people who are trying to predict the weather can you see the weather across the globe, including the oceans, continents, and the poles. Now, recently, satellite data is very detailed, and you can even see the states and the countries. So basically, recently satellites. They are very detailed, to even to the point of showing the states and the countries. Now, let's just a simple illustration of a satellite image. Moving on, the third weather forecasting method is the persistence method. Now, this method, basically what it does is that it assumes that the conditions at the time of the forecast will not change. Take an example. If it is sunny with the 30 degrees centigrade readings today, the persistence method predicts that it will be sunny with 30 degrees next day, that is tomorrow. So if this reads maybe 10 mm of rainfall today, also the persistence method will predict the same amount of rainfall for the next day, that is tomorrow. So generally, taking from such kind of an example, this method is the simplest way among all the forecasting methods. Let's see the fourth method, that is the trends method. Now, this method involves the determining the speed and the direction of the movement for the fronts high and the low pressure centers and areas of the clouds and the precipitation. So what it does is that it uses the information you get to from determining the speed and the direction of the movement of the fronts, also high and low pressure centers and areas of clouds and the precipitation to predict the weather. So using this information, the weather forecaster can predict whether he or she expects those features to happen in the future. Now, take an example, maybe if a storm system is maybe 100 kilometers west of the location and moving to the east at 20 kilometers per day. Now, using this trends method, you could predict it to arrive in your area maybe in 5 days. So that's how trends method works. Let's see the fifth method, that is the climatology method. Now, this method involves averaging the weather statistics accumulated over many years to make the weather forecast. So this climatological method only works well when the weather pattern is similar to that expected for the chosen time of the year. So if maybe the pattern is quite unusual for the given time of the year, the climatology method will not work. So it works only for the accumulated many years of similarity of the kind of weather that is experienced in a place. Now we have to note that the method the weather forecaster uses or chooses depends upon his or her experience, the amount of information available to the weather forecaster, and the level of difficulty that the forecast situation presents. So we've seen these 5 methods of weather forecasting. So from there you can see how the weather forecaster chooses on which way he or she can use. So that's all for this video. To be clear, we've discussed the concept of weather forecasting, and we'll later on see the 5 methods of weather forecasting. Thank you.